Tomato apple chutney is one of those fun recipes that's got a little bit of sweet, a little bit savory, tastes super good on chicken with rice, also tastes phenomenal on a grilled cheese sandwich. I began by blanching, peeling, seeding, and dicing my tomatoes. I cored, peeled, sliced, and then diced my apples. I peeled, seeded, and then diced my cucumbers. I seeded and diced up my hot pepper, as well as dicing up my onions and my sweet peppers. So I need to begin with a large pot. I'll then add 10 cups of diced tomatoes, 4 cups of diced apples, 3 cups of brown sugar, 3 cups of white vinegar, 2 cups of diced cucumbers, 1.5 cups of diced onion, 1.5 cups of diced sweet peppers, 1 cup of raisins, 1 hot pepper, 1 tablespoon of garlic, 1 tablespoon of ground ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1 teaspoon of salt. And then I'll place these on the stove, bring it to a simmer, and cook it until it's nice and thick. So now I'll fill up my pint-sized jars until they're at 1/2 inch of headspace, which is the space from the top of the food to the top of the jar. I think it's kind of fun to have one of those recipes that uses both the apples and the tomatoes because they're actually kind of a fun combination and they get done right around the same time of year, so it kind of makes sense to use them together. I'll then use either a plastic or a wooden chopstick to debubble my jars. This is just so that if there's any bubbles that have been trapped in there that they come out. I wouldn't use anything metal to do this just because it can scratch the jars. I'll then use a clean damp cloth to wipe off the rim of the jars. This just makes it so that if there's anything that got stuck on the edge as you were filling it, that it won't interfere with the seal. And then I'll place the lids and rings on until they're fingertip tight. I'll then place these in the boiling water bath for 15 minutes if at sea level. I'm at 1,200 feet, so it'll be for 20, but I won't start the timer until after it starts to boil. Now that my timer's gone off, I'll remove the lid, turn off the heat, and let it cool for 5 minutes. I then place my jars on a heat-resistant surface about 1 to 2 inches apart, and that's just so that they cool down a little bit faster. And I'll let them sit there for 24 hours so that they can get a nice seal. I know that they've sealed well if the middle of the lid has pressed down. If they didn't seal, I'll place them in the refrigerator and use them right away. If they did seal though, I'll remove the ring and wash them with hot soapy water and then store them in a cool, dry, dark location and use them in the next 1 to 3 years. All right, I'll try to get a little piece of everything for this taste tester. You can taste the spices in there, you can taste the tomatoes, obviously, and the apples add that little hint of sweetness, but then you still have that little tang from the vinegar. Oh, so good. Really, it makes me want to go make a grilled cheese sandwich.